Howdy, good day. How's everybody doing? So I thought I'd give a bit of an update. Um, I went, was it yesterday morning after I got some groceries, I went over to where I'd made the last video at. And I cooked something to eat, ate it, put in a movie, fell asleep. And then Bernalillo cops came and woke me up. Said they were giving me 24-hour notice that I have to leave because I can't be parking there, which doesn't make any sense considering that they're giving me 24 hours and the fact that I see people parking there all the time. So someone must have seen me sleeping, and they were saying, no, you can't be staying here and parking here. They made the assumption that I was living there, and I don't stay there. I go there on my days off during the daytime to relax, just because I want to get away from looking at city stuff, and it's right on the edge, but I can look at something, trees and water, and something other than people. So I said fine. I left. They saw my ID, all that good stuff, and I left. And then I decided to go find some BLM land. So I went out and found BLM land, and that was pretty nice. Oh, excuse me. I planned on making a video out there today and showing everybody, but it was really, really windy, so not only was I cold, but I was afraid that it was just going to distort my sound, so I didn't do it. But while I was out there, I made some good meals, and I made this. It's a half-gallon jar of onions and cucumber chopped up. I put a little splash of red wine vinegar in there to add some sweetness to it, and then the rest of it was white vinegar. And then I put a little sea salt and thyme in there to give it obviously a little saltiness, and the thyme to add a little something to the flavor. And I just got done eating some, and it was really tasty. I put it in there yesterday and haven't touched it. Let it sit for 24 hours. And so I just had some. Really good. I'm pretty glad I made that. I'd been having a craving for it. And so I decided to get stuff to make it. So anyhow, as far as the whole COVID deal goes, all I can say is if I had COVID or have COVID, then I just made it my bitch. Because I haven't felt anything. People have been asking me, how are you doing? How are you feeling? I'm feeling fine. If it wasn't for a test telling me that I was positive, I would never have known. So, and I personally believe that the test was a false positive. I don't believe that I really had COVID. I mean, I know it's certainly possible for me to test positive and be asymptomatic and not actually be affected by it, or to be immune by it and just be a carrier or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. I don't believe it. I mean, I'm a fat, middle-aged smoker and welder. I fit the profile of people that are supposed to be high risk. And it did absolutely nothing to me other than just get me a few days off work paid. That was it. So, I don't know what else to say about that. I go back to work tomorrow. I just think it was just bogus. The test was bogus. But whatever, if they want to give me, have a positive test and give me more days off again, paid, then that's fine. Paid days off are always good. Other than that, hadn't much changed since last time I did a video. I don't know if I mentioned we were planning for our goats. The female's pregnant. So I'm hoping to get this transmission fixed so I can head back home maybe, I don't know, next month or April with T-posts and fencing and everything to get that built up. So we have a place to put the goats. We can bring them home, put them there, build a little place for the babies, and be done with it. I do enjoy telling the children that we're going to be eating kids next year and explaining to them what we mean by kids. The goats' babies are called kids. And they know it, but it's funny every time I say it. They look at us like, oh, I can't believe it. It's hilarious. I was thinking about maybe getting some meat rabbits just because they're fairly inexpensive to care for, and they breed like rabbits, so there you go. They're easy to deal with, doesn't take up a lot of space, and killing them is relatively easy and straightforward. It might be, I don't know, seem a little brutal to some folks. However, it's fast. When I was a reptile keeper and worked for Phoenix Zoo and then a pet store before that, we had large pythons that need to be fed. Couldn't always have frozen. Sometimes we had to get live. And you just basically grab them by their hind quarters, their back legs, by the thighs, hold them upside, backwards where they're facing you, and then you just crack their head on the corner, something hard and solid on the corner real fast. It kills them instantly. Same way we did mice and rats before feeding them to animals, snakes mostly. So it may seem brutal, but it's less of a mess to deal with than a gun to the head. Not to mention the noise scaring out other animals and blood everywhere and the waste of a bullet, and the fact that I don't have a 22 to do it with. So I'd like to have a 22, but I don't have one right now, so it is what it is. As far as the goats go, the goats provide a lot more meat. They'll take up a lot of room freezer, and they'll provide more than just one meal. So when it comes time for that, then I will borrow a friend's 22 or have them come out one way or the other and handle business that way. Obviously, I can't pick a goat up and swing it and smack its head, so especially with those damn horns. And then, of course, we want chickens, geese, and ducks. I've talked about that. Those will be on our list. I bought a bunch of seeds here a couple days ago. Some bulbs and whatnot. There's also, they sell blueberry plants, raspberry, blackberry, and something else that I'm missing. I just can't recall. And then, of course, strawberries. I want to get all that. I'd like to grow some blueberry bushes. That'd be really cool to pick some blueberries, maybe some raspberries. And cherries, can those. Or not cherries, strawberries, sorry. Can those. But yeah, that's about it. It's about all that's going on. So I'd give you a quick update, let you know. We're expecting snow here in a couple days, and I talked to Sylvia, and they're expecting it out there as well, so she won't be going anywhere when it hits. Of course I will. I'll have to go to work still. I'm staying in my truck in a parking lot. I don't have much excuse for not making it into work. So, we'll see. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Maybe next weekend I'll go back out to the BLM land and film out there, show what it looks like out here in New Mexico, at least in the portion of New Mexico I'm in. It was pretty out there. Some really neat rock formations. I enjoyed it. It was peaceful. Got to sleep without any any lights. It almost made me feel like home, but there's not enough trees. In other words, it made me feel like home. So you guys take care. Be safe. Watch out for all the crazies out there. And we'll see you next time. Love you. Bye.